Hello everyone, welcome to CTR, where we talk about all issues related and regarding cancer. So today I want to talk about two things. One, I want to talk about being diabetic. Two, I want to talk about diarrhea. I'm sorry that I have to talk about the toilet at some point. So, being diabetic, I find out as I was doing chemo, and then that I was diabetic. But the day I find out was when I was going to do bone marrow aspirate in the hospital. So, and then I find out that I was diabetic. So my numbers were very high, and we needed. They called a doctor that specializes in dealing with diabetic people. So yes, he came in and then he started to give me medication, and then to drop down my blood sugar levels. So we started in a high dose, and then we ended up reducing the dose of the medication I was getting. But only to find out when I was out of the hospital that steroids were the ones that were making my numbers to go high, that were making my blood sugar levels to spike. So, and then I had to change everything. I had to change my diet. I have to change the way I was doing things. By the way, I'm still on chemo. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start my last round of treatment, my last cycle. Those who knows how to take chemo. So I'm going every week to do my injections, to do my chemo. So now I've managed to monitor my blood sugar levels, and everything at the moment was fine. But I had to stop it after transplant because my blood sugar levels were dropping down. We're using the low numbers than Americans here. So they dropped down, they were really under 4. So it was so bad. So I had to start eating right away after the chemo during the transplant period. And I stopped the medication for diabetic medications. I stopped it altogether, and I'm monitoring everything every day. I write numbers down so that if I'm going back to the doctor, I will show him the numbers and all the data that I'm taking. So I'm checking sometimes 4 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day, to see how my blood sugar levels are behaving, especially looking at the spikes. So I'm going to put on the monitor here on my right arm. I think that will happen next week. I've done it before, so my numbers are not bad. They were spiking around 8. On a steroids day, they will spike around 9. So it wasn't too bad. But on a steroids day, I had to eat properly. I had to eat more veggies. No, well, veggies are still carbs, but carbohydrates. But I was choosing veggies that I'm eating, and eating more protein as well. And then keep it tight on that day, because from that day after I've taken chemo, no matter what after I've taken steroids, no matter what I eat, it will keep my blood sugar level high. For example, we're using numbers here. I forget what they've called them here. Let me just check them quickly. Let me just check them quickly. But they use them. We're not using American system. Let me just say that. Let me just check quickly. I'll check it for you guys, and then I'll just explain it later. But the thing is, though, what I wanted to say is that you on that day, I try and make sure that I eat clean, so that I'll make sure that I'm not spiking too much. But anyway, my blood sugar is already elevated by taking steroids. So that drug for me, I don't know why, it just spikes my blood sugar level. I don't know why. So on the day of steroids, I always make sure that I eat well, because it's just that high anyway. After I've taken steroids, it's just high. It doesn't come back into my low level numbers. It does to my baseline. It doesn't. It just keeps on a little bit higher. For example, my baseline is 5.6, 5.5. It just spikes to be over 6, like it will be 6.2, 6.5, without eating, without doing anything. It will just keep it on that level. So why I'm saying this is just that I want to make people aware that if you're taking chemo and you find yourself being told that you're diabetic, check your steroids. Check the steroids, that are they not the ones that are making you being diabetic, especially if you haven't been diagnosed with that kind of illness before. So it's adding another problem in a problem that we are already facing, fighting cancer. So now you have to deal with these small issues like being diabetic, which is a problem on its own, So check if the steroids are not the issue, the thing that are making you being diabetic. Speak with your doctor, speak with your team, speak with your nurses around. I've got a nice sister that is helping me in hospital, so it's easy to discuss these matters, and she looks at things. I think she discusses it with the doctor, because every time afterwards they do help me to keep myself in check. So I haven't been taking diabetic medication for now 4 months. My wife reminded me. I think 5 months, 4 or 5 months. So I've been fine, but I'm still monitoring. That. So second thing, diarrhea. In one of my shorts, I spoke about constipation, which is a very, very big issue when you are taking cancer medication, especially chemo and other meds that they are giving us. So they do make us being constipated, and then you feel like you can't go to the toilet. But now the other twist that I want to talk about in this video, and then I'm closing it, is diarrhea. After transplant, the difficult thing is to keep things in your tummy. It is so difficult. You need to fight and find food that will stop your diarrhea. But I have to tell you this, that speak with your doctors. They need to check and they need to take it to the lab and check if there's no infection in your diarrhea. Don't just say it's just the toilet, it's just the toilet. And my analysis of the toilet is that our tummy, our guts are the third brain of our lives. First brain here, second brain is heart, and third brain is the tummy. It's our guts. So please take care of your guts. Make sure that you can keep it intact. You heal it, get things tight. Sorry guys that I'm talking about the toilet, but stop it and make sure that things are tight, because the toilet will tell you that are you doing better or you're not doing better. If your diarrhea is carrying on, talk to your team, talk to the doctors. Don't be shy. I know that people, when it comes to the toilet, they're shy. I'm a man, so I don't mind to talk about the toilet. I just say that my tummy is still running. So my doctor always knew that my tummy is running, and I'll explain it as well, how the run looks like. how does it look like today? How does it look like, how does it look like yesterday? But discussing it like that, it helps you and helps the doctor to know what kind of medication they need to give you, or the dietitian will kind of know how to advise you and with which food to eat, what kind of food you can consume. But I have to say that you don't need to be shy. If you're still having diarrhea, you're still going to the toilet. Most often you eat, you go to the toilet. Talk to your team, talk to your doctor, so that they can help you and keep yourself healthy. Because if you don't get our guts healthy, it's hard to get into remission as cancer patients. So let's fight, guys. Let's get in there. Let's deal with our toilet as well. Let us not be shy. Let's deal with our toilet. So please like my videos and subscribe. Let us get to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Please help me to grow my channel. I know I can't ask you for money or anything like that, because this is just information channel, and especially talking about my experience, because I'm not a doctor. I don't know much about this. It's just that I'm learning in a journey as I go. So thank you so much.